With all the big top stories and news from the football world, this is Football Central. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Football Central, our weekly roundup of the Premier League and some of the other leagues as well. We go in, but we focus mainly on the Premier League.
And the hell, you butchered that one, didn't you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'll take over. Hello and welcome to the review of Matchweek 4 of the Premier League. As you can tell by my co-host there, this is the Tube Mix channel, and that is Mr. Tube Mix, and I am Jordan, also known as JLI Wheels. We're on a Todd again this week. We're on a Todd again today, sorry. We were on a Todd yesterday, and Will was on his Todd before the international break. So yeah, it's just the two of us tonight, and we're going to work our way through all the games in the week. We might touch a little bit on the international break, depending on if it comes up or not. But we are the only two of the four of us that returned from the international break, fully fit with no injuries. So that's okay. Ben has other commitments, and Sam is the little workhorse that he is been very, very busy. So we'll give him the night off tonight.
Yep.
I think it's obviously the best place to start is to say, what did you think of this week, Will?
Well, we started, didn't we, with the Merseyside derby, I think.
Certainly we did.
And, it didn't disappoint. And, I thought it wouldn't disappoint. I thought it was always going to be an interesting game. It had a bit of everything in it, which is what you want in a derby. You don't want a dull, tight game. Because, obviously, sometimes in derbies, because it's an important match and managers, obviously, in the team don't want to lose. They're both afraid of losing. You end up getting a really drab game. But it didn't. It had a bit of everything. I thought it was a good match, I did. What did you think?
Yeah, I watched the game and I enjoyed it. It wasn't without its controversy. Let's not get it twisted. We'll get into that, I'm sure. But it was very much the battle of the front three of Liverpool versus Calvert-Lewin and Rodriguez, and it didn't disappoint.
No.
I think coming into the game, a lot of people were talking about the fact that Liverpool had no Alisson.
Yeah.
And it was Adrian in goal, and there's always a bit of a spotlight on Pickford, but I felt like he did let 2 goals in and should have been a third really, but again we'll get into that. But I feel like that's a good place to start. Is that I felt Pickford did have an okay game actually. I felt like he needed to play well.
Yes.
He needed to play well on Saturday, and I feel like he did do that.
He did.
He didn't have he made some fantastic saves, and I think reminded people, just what he can do as a player. that being said, he should have been sent off. Story of the game was within 2 minutes, a ball down the left hand side into Sadio Mane. Gets there, beats Pickford at his near post, first time shot. Then a corner for Everton on I think about half an hour mark. I can't exactly remember. I think it's somewhere near there. And Michael Keane gets his third goal of the season.
Yep.
In the corner. And then, we get the customary Calvert-Lewin goal that we kind of used to seeing at the minute. I don't know who scored the equaliser, the goal, the second goal for Liverpool.
It was Salah.
Oh yeah, too right. Yeah, it was Salah. It was a great finish on the volley.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant goal. Obviously, the major talking point, the first major talking point, was Jordan Pickford's challenge on Van Dijk.
That was a stupid challenge, that was.
Well, he should have been sent off.
Yes, I agree with that.
What was it? Van Dijk was off. Was it Van Dijk was offside, or there was a foul in the build-up or something? So, but Pickford should have been sent off straight away.
Yeah, I think he thought he was playing for the Colombian national team. I think with a tackle like that.
Obviously, Van Dijk's going to be out for 6 or 7 months now.
That's potentially season ending, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty much.
It could, in my opinion, it could have been worse.
Oh yeah.
It could have, he could have been out for a year, 18 months. He could have completely broke his leg. Stupid challenge, and I think it wasn't great from him because he'd had a good game up to that point.
Yes.
The second talking point, obviously, was that Liverpool had a goal disallowed, and I think it was like he was off. Was it Mane was offside by the back of an elbow or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
And it was, truly, ridiculous. Honestly.
Yeah.
Absolutely ludicrous. But it is still the right call. However, I don't know. It's still a very harsh decision. But within the letter of the law, I always try to be fair to the laws and the rulings, and it is still offside. But Jesus Christ, it's going to get to the point where it's like if he's got hair standing up on the back of his neck, he's going to be offside by the hairs on the back of his neck or something like that. It is really honestly
stupid, yeah.
Ridiculous. It's so tough for I think on the balance of it did deserve to be a draw. I think both sides had chances.
Yeah.
Adrian had a few saves to make, but I do think that Pickford did have a good game. I don't know why it always takes me so long to think about the names of players that.
No, it's alright. I mean,
if I wasn't thinking
ages
about
ago.
it, if I wasn't thinking about it, I'd be able to talk about it so easily.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it did deserve to be a draw, and still unbeaten, aren't they, Everton? And
yeah, very impressive.
They deserve it. So
absolutely,
I'm happy to see them where they are. I'm a big fan of Ancelotti. I like what he's done for that team. Even Luca Digne is fantastic. Michael Keane at the back is solid. Seamus Coleman's all right. I think.
Yeah, he's going to be out for a bit. He is.
The problem with him is fitness.
Yeah.
A minute. Just hang on 1 second.
Oh. Do you want me to step in? Right, okay, I think George has just gone somewhere, so I will just... Anyway, you're watching the Football Central with me, Tube Mix, and Joe Like Wheels. And yeah, I would agree with George for a lot of that points. I think Everton, really good point for them. It was quite a big test for Everton, and I think they passed the test. I think, I mean, that's a really good point for them, especially such a big rivalry. Everton beat Liverpool, and
yeah, I think they did pass the test. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I'm back now, by the way.
The other talking point was Richarlison's another stupid challenge from, could have been for, it could have really injured Thiago, Richarlison.
Which one's that?
It was a very late one. It was in the 90th minute or something.
I don't think did he send him off?
Richarlison
Yeah.
got sent off, yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. Yeah, that's another one that could have been a bit of a leg breaker, couldn't it? From what I remember.
I mean,
yeah, not great.
No, Klopp said at the end of the game, Everton do in the derby games, in his experience, do tend to take it a bit too far.
I've literally just seen the tackle now. I'm rewatching the highlights just to.
Oh right, okay, yeah,
get a
that's
bit
fair
of
enough.
Perspective, and yeah, it's a dreadful challenge. It's another one.
Yeah.
Is it as bad as the Pickford on Van Dijk?
No, I would say no.
It's quite a tight one for that.
See, for me, I think the Pickford and Van Dijk challenge is much worse than Richarlison's challenge on. Richarlison's challenge on Thiago. Personally, but each to their own views. We all watch football in different ways. So yeah, I think Rodriguez, because of his Colombian roots, I think he's made them play the Colombian style, dirty football, as I like to call it. Because I really
don't know about that. There are a lot of South American players in that team, no doubt. But a derby's a derby, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't mean all Colombian players. I just mean the style of the Colombian national team. Well, it was half a joke, but half actually. Just never mind. So yeah, that's going to be Richarlison. I mean, who's going to probably... I'd a guess it would be Bernard, I think, that would come in for him. I think...
Bernard or Iwobi. I mean...
I'd probably go for Bernard, I think.
I'd go for Bernard. I think we've seen more from Bernard, but...
Bernard's quick, isn't he?
Iwobi also is... I think he's improved as a player under Ancelotti, but still hasn't shown a lot. I don't think so.
No.
But I think that's the when we were on about the Mane, Salah, Firmino against James and Calvert-Lewin, I was trying to think who the man on the other wing is for Everton. Obviously, it is Richarlison. I think he's just as good a player as Calvert-Lewin, and but he wasn't involved in the game, which I didn't think.
Richarlison.
It was a purely stupid tackle, wasn't it? It
was, but like I say, for me personally, I think the first tackle was much worse.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Again, just each to their own.
But I think the only difference there is that I think. Van Dijk definitely probably would have scored.
Yeah.
Pickford obviously doesn't know it's offside.
Yeah.
But there's a bad tackle and there's
really bad tackle.
Career ending, potentially.
There's no place for tackles like that.
You know, I think for Liverpool, obviously a lot's been made about, you know, what are Liverpool going to do without Van Dijk. You know, Gomez and Matip. It was obviously Matip starting.
Matip's injured now again. So
Matip's injured, is he?
Yeah. He had to go for a scan and now he's out.
So who are they going to play at the back?
Fabinho and Gomez.
Gomez and Fabinho. That's interesting.
But apparently Fabinho actually did a good job against Ajax when they won.
Yeah, I heard that actually. I heard that he had a really good game, so that's fair enough. But I didn't realise he was playing at centre half.
Yeah, although I think he's played at centre back before because when Gomez or Matip
he's a centre back. He might have been a centre back by trade, or he's at least played a few games for, I think it was Monaco at centre back.
Well, that's fair enough then.
So, you know, he probably can do the job just as well as anyone.
Should we see the match stats to see if it really represented the game? Because, you know, I do love my statistics.
If that's what you want to do, then
Yeah. I love stats, and so does Sam, as I christened him, Sam the Statman Taylor.
Sam's no statter. He thinks he is, but he isn't. He's not an officer, is he?
Wait till Sam comes back on this show, and then I can't wait to see his reaction to that. So
Sam the Prat, more like.
Oh wow! You're really not hesitating there, aren't you?
We love each other, really.
Absolutely. You two are like brothers, and the same to me. You're like a brother to me, and Sam and Ash, and yeah. So anyway, back to the stats. So Everton had 42% possession, while Liverpool had 58%. Everton had 11 shots, while Liverpool had 22. Everton had 5 shots on target, while Liverpool had 8. Everton had 2 corners, while Liverpool had 5. And Everton had 15 fouls, and Liverpool had 9. So, well, a few things taken from that. Liverpool did dominate in some areas, particularly shots on target and shots. But yeah. So, would you say that represented the game, George?
I don't know. I felt like it was a very even game. You know, each team had good spells. I think obviously Liverpool and Everton have proved this season that they're very good on the counter. The fouls, I would say, I feel like there were a lot of fouls, especially from Everton.
Okay, ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, the next game is it was Chelsea beat Southampton. It ended in a 3-3 draw. First Premier League goal for Timo Werner. First goals, for Timo Werner in the Premier League. And Kai Havertz. And Werner also assisted Havertz's strike in the 59th minute, while Ben Chilwell assisted Werner's strike in the 15th minute.
Yeah, again, another reference to Sam. Sam usually says about the galaxy of stars or whatever.
Oh yeah, I bet he's just got that off a newspaper, probably the Sun.
Surely. I don't think anybody reads the newspaper anymore, but he's probably seen it online. You know, the galaxy of stars or whatever. And if we're gonna go for the galaxy of stars thing,
he's obsessed with that. I think
that today, Saturday. Sorry, I keep doing that when we do these. Because I feel like we should be doing it on the day, but we don't. I feel like that game was the first time we saw the galaxy of stars sort of come to life.
Yeah.
Particularly in the first half, you know, it should have been think obviously Werner scored twice, and he had one rolled out as well. I think I'm sure it was in the second half. I don't know. It's been like 5 days since that, so my memory isn't that good. But you know, I look at that team, and Werner had a great game. Havertz had a great game. Mason Mount did okay.
Ben Chilwell, did he do well for you?
Yeah, Ben Chilwell's very good, isn't he? And
he is great. Yeah, brilliant player.
You know, I felt like Christensen had a good game.
Yeah,
which he needed to have, but I think he was kind of let down by his defensive help. Zuma is such a hit and miss defender.
Yeah.
And I actually thought until that point he'd done quite well. Was it Reece James at right back or Aspilicueta? I can't remember.
I think it was Aspilicueta.
Yeah,
I'll look here.
The problem with my only issue with Aspilicueta will ever be, because I love him. To me, he's a Chelsea legend. He's been there for so long now. At this point, I feel like he's not talked about enough anymore because he is slightly older. I think at right back, obviously, he does get exposed a little bit. Nothing that I could pinpoint in the game, to be fair, but he does get exposed quite a lot. And yeah, I like him. And then there's obviously Kepa to talk about. So I thought up until the point of the Southampton second goal, there was nothing he could have done about the first goal. Havertz giving the ball away, and I'm sure I did listen to his post-match interview. He sounded very, very upset by that. And then Danny Ings obviously rounded Kepa, and that was that. Jorginho had a great game again. I feel like a lot said about Jorginho. He's always one of those that gets linked with moves away. I like him. I said it yesterday, and no, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. It was the day before. Sorry, when we've done 3 videos in 3 days. That means.
Whoa.
That's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
But I feel like, Jorginho is kind of like a quarterback. What I said on Tuesday, it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Especially with the quality of the pass to Werner. He sort of hits the pass. It's almost like a wand. He sort of whips it right around the centre half, and then Werner, lovely little touch to sort of dink it over Alex McCarthy and nod it into the back of the net. Lovely finish. And the first goal was the same. Chilwell with a good pass to Werner. Werner just with one touch, sees off the Southampton defender, and then he carries on, and then he shoots, and that was their goal. Like I said, for Southampton, it was the goal from Danny Ings. Kepa couldn't do anything about that one, but the Southampton equaliser was then the goal from basically a mistake from Zuma, and that is quite poor. He sells Kepa short. Kepa lunges in, which if Danny Ings doesn't avoid that, I think it was Danny Ings, I'm fairly sure it was. If Danny Ings doesn't avoid that, it could be a penalty if he'd have caught him. Secondly, Christensen, I thought, does really well to actually get back and to stop the goal, but he's just unlucky that it kind of bounces sort of in front of him, and Kepa just launches himself at the post and misses it, and then it's an easy finish for Che Adams in the end. And then 2 minutes later, I think it was don't quote me on this, but I think it was Pulisic or it was either Pulisic or Mount into Timo Werner, who just taps it across for Havertz for his fourth goal of the season, but obviously his very first Premier League goal. And then Southampton, right at the death, get a free kick delivered in, and I'm certain that it's fired through a crowd by Walcott, and then I'm sure it hits Vestergaard on its way in. So it's actually not a dream return to Southampton for
Walcott. Yeah,
for Walcott, but he did get the assist, so I guess that's as good as especially against a top four team.
I'm sure Walcott, especially as a former Arsenal man,
Yeah, if you can still call the likes of United and Chelsea and top four teams, which God knows at the minute because everybody's inconsistent.
Well, they're still part of the Big Six, so I would say yes.
Traditional Big Six teams still are, but a top four team at the minute, either Chelsea or United, I would say no.
It's still quite early, isn't it? We forget in the season.
Yeah, but it's getting to the point now where we've had an international break and.
Yeah, but you never know that. The PSG result and the Newcastle result, which will, might boost them.
Yeah, but I'm sure we'll get into predictions for the United and Chelsea game later on, but it's hard to call because I think what we saw from Chelsea was really, 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 really positive. I think with the sort of the negativity of Newcastle's play, there's no way United wouldn't have scored. United didn't play well. And I'm sure this can segue straight into the next game. United didn't play well, and if Newcastle would have just attacked, showed a little bit of urgency, I think they could have, created more chances, at least tested De Gea a little bit more. And
can I just do the stats for Chelsea beat Southampton?
Sure.
Okay, so Chelsea had 53% possession while Southampton had 47%. Chelsea had 11 shots while Southampton had 13. Chelsea had 5 shots on target. Southampton had 6. Oh, quite close then. Chelsea had 6 corners. Southampton had 2. Chelsea had 11 fouls and Southampton had 9. So would you say that represented the game?
I think it doesn't represent the second. I think it represents what a sort of a tale of two halves as it was. I think the first half, like we said, Chelsea battered Southampton. It was lovely football. It really was beautiful and really exciting as a Chelsea fan. And then Southampton did just grow into the game. I think they sensed blood a little bit, and they did force Kepa to do some work. And I'm looking at the highlights of the game, and there's none of the good saves that McCarthy or Kepa had to make, because there were a few. So yeah, I'd say it was a fair reflection of the game as a result, but I'd say it also, if you broke it down, it would show Chelsea's first half dominance, and then the sort of the adventurous kind of play for Southampton to actually attack one of the bigger teams.
Yeah.
Next is actually Man City and Arsenal.
It is,
by the way.
yeah.
Newcastle and Man United. I'm literally just going to watch the highlights now because I'd finished work by this point, so I was on the way home. I hadn't seen any of it, but Aguero back.
I didn't think he'd be starting.
The big key point. I've just seen the goal. Aguero breaks through. Test Leno. I think it's Aguero to Phil Foden. Yeah, it is Aguero to Phil Foden. Foden tests Leno. Leno palms it out, sort of into the danger area, and Raheem Sterling just strikes it away. They don't look great, to be honest, Arsenal, from what I'm seeing. Seems like easy pickings for City at the moment. Again, Phil Foden having a shot there. Well saved by Leno. I think that it's kind of a weird thing to. I feel like it will be a theme of the kind of the season at the minute with whatever's going on there.
It's going to be a weird one, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, I feel like every team is going to have that result where you're like, oh, that's quite poor, or, oh, you should have done better there, or, oh, That being said, Arsenal seem to sort of grow into it. Bukayo Saka has a shot. He's fed well in by Aubameyang and should score. It's a brilliant save by Emerson.
Edison.
It is Edison, isn't it?
Emerson not Emerson. He's the Chelsea Italian
the Chelsea
fullback.
Left back, yeah. And I feel like Guardiola's talked a lot recently, hasn't he? Obviously, he's struggled with no Jesus and no Aguero.
Yeah.
Definitely been forced. The likes of Ferran Torres has played centrally, where he's a winger. We've had young Liam Delap, the son of Rory Delap, the Stoke City legend.
Wait, did he play Delap?
He has played for City, hasn't he?
I'm not sure if I remember him coming. Oh, do I?
No, I mean this young lad. He didn't play that. I don't think he played in that game, but he has played, hasn't he? He started against Leicester.
Oh, he did. Yes.
And his dad was obviously. His dad was Rory Delap, who played for Derby County in the early noughties when they were in the Premier League, and then he played for Stoke, and the long throws. I think over the course of 2 years, Stoke scored 20 or so goals, 25 goals from them long throws. They're a handful to deal with.
As a Crew fan, you hate Stoke, don't you?
I don't mind Stoke.
Oh, right.
I hate Port Vale. I hate Macclesfield. I don't mind Stoke.
You must be loving well, obviously you not loving, but you must be enjoying Macclesfield's collapse.
No, I think as a football fan, you never want to see any club go down, do you? You never want to see that happen to anybody. Not to Bury, not to Macclesfield, not to, Hereford was 1 year ago. You never want to see that as a football fan for anyone. It's really desperately sad for me. Although Macclesfield, it's not quite as bad as Port Vale, but they're not great fans, are they, Mac fans? But you never want to see any of that.
Oh no. So looking here, I think Nathan Ake played at left back, I think, which was interesting. And then I think it was Walker and Ruben Diaz in central defence.
No, I think did Eric Garcia play?
No, he was on the bench. He didn't come on at all.
He played last night. Sorry.
Unless it was a back three, actually. No, that would actually make more sense.
The left back is obviously the weak point, but if you're a Man City fan and you just saw that Angelino scored twice for Leipzig in the Champions League yesterday, maybe you're looking at him because he's had a. I don't know. He did very well at PSV. Came into Man City. You're thinking, okay, maybe Angelino could be the solution to the left back problem for City.
Well, yeah, because Benjamin Mendy, but they should just they need to get rid of him because he's injured yet again, and he's a disaster.
Clearly, a good player,
Yeah.
but I don't, I think the things that he does as a player, you can get away with in the French league, but you can't get away with in the Premier League for me.
Okay. Well, yeah. Not every player suits the English league, do they?
Whereas Angelino, what I've seen of him,
I
seems like a
thought he
very,
was
very
quite
good player.
decent when he played for City.
Yeah, but he's what is the future fee that Leipzig have got, like 25 million or something future fee on him once he's played like 15 games this season, which I think he probably will do because he's doing really well for them. So yeah, I don't know. It seemed like one of those games. I'm just watching the highlights again. I mean, having Aguero back obviously is a great focal point.
Of course.
It just seemed to just get worse and worse for the majority of teams at the minute. You see Fernandinho is out for 4 to 6 weeks, and
46 weeks.
No, 4 to 6. 4 to 6.
Oh, 4 to 6. I thought you said 46 weeks.
For 4 to 6 weeks, and
goodness me. Oh dear.
That's another knockback. And City are one of the teams that I think have struggled most with injuries during this COVID.
I think,
situation, and God knows why that is. I think probably something to do with the intensity of the Guardiola style, but
I think so. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to make assumptions about something that you don't really know. That being said, I think Arsenal again, it seemed very, very much like Edison had a great game, which is fantastic.
Leno, you mean?
No.
Oh, sorry, because you were saying about Arsenal.
They both had a good game. But what I was saying, it seems like Edison had a good game, and that's probably what stopped Arsenal from getting the...
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Specifically the Bayoko, or however you say his name.
Saka
chance.
Yeah. I like him, Saka, I do. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, he's a utility man, isn't he, really? You could sort of play him anywhere. You could play him at full-back.
He's so versatile,
you can play him at centre second midfield. I mean, that's the kind of player for a manager you sort of...
You'd love that.
Yeah, exactly. Just a quick little score update while we're on about Arsenal. They are 2-1 up against Rapid Vienna.
Oh, are they? Because last time I checked, they were 1-0 down, I think, and Leno had apparently gifted them the lead.
Yeah, no, I think they're on their way back now.
David Luiz. Oh, right.
David Luiz scoring, assisted by Nicolas Pepe, and Aubameyang assisted by Bellerin. And I'm also going to try and find the Tottenham score quickly, just to be fair to the fans out there, unless it's at 8 o'clock. I think it is at 8 o'clock. Yeah, it is. I can see it there. It's at 8 o'clock. Also, Leicester are on at 8 o'clock.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, Maddison apparently... Oh, he's starting for... I think Leicester, they've really missed James Maddison, so it'd be great to have him back for them.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just seeing here, Carlo Ancelotti has said Everton is sorry for injury suffered by Virgil van Dijk.
I think, like you said, nobody, it's really hard for... teams don't like to injure other teams.
Yeah.
The only situation where I've ever seen anybody be like, oh yeah, I fouled him, was I was watching a podcast with a guy that was an Ipswich player, that his manager was Roy Keane when he was at Ipswich. And he said...
That doesn't surprise me.
He was on about Alf Inge Haaland. And he said, he tackled me and, whatever at Leeds. And I waited and I waited and I waited for the right moment to get him. And then I got him. And he said something like, that it was the best £150, 150,000 pounds he'd ever spent to get his revenge on Haaland.
Oh.
Now that's a psychotic man if there ever was one, but the majority of players, you think about, what was his name? Was it, oh God, who was it? I think it was, didn't he break somebody's leg?
He did, I think, yeah, and he got sent off and he was in tears, yeah.
He got sent off for it, but I think he was also crying because he realised how much he'd hurt the player, and nobody wants to see that or do that.
No.
So fair enough that he's apologised. I don't know. I feel like we haven't talked very much about City recently.
No, well, yeah. For me, I mean, City, they do need to sort out their defensive problems, because definitely left back and centre back. I mean, Laporte is injured yet again, I think.
It's interesting because, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right.
I feel like they're one of the teams apart from the obvious Leicester result. I feel like they're the team that's probably the top team that's probably done the best.
Do you think City?
United have played 4 or 5 games, Champions League as well, and the Cup. They played 7 or 8 games and looked poor in almost every single one of them. Chelsea have, sometimes they look like the best team in the league, like the first half at Southampton, and then other times you've got Marcus Alonso and Kurt Zouma and Kepa making mistakes like they're going out of fashion, and they look like they're going to finish a mid-table side. Arsenal, they're also doing, Arsenal are doing okay. I think the problem, one of the things that stops Arsenal from being higher up is they came up against Liverpool, who played their best football against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Came up against City, who did play good football, but, Arsenal's defence wasn't great on some of those highlights.
No, I mean, David Luiz, to me, he, even though he's experienced, I get that, but yeah, I wouldn't have had David Luiz starting, especially because of his hilarious appearance against Manchester City last season, which I'll always remember because it was just comedy gold. So in case people have forgotten, this is what happened. So this was last season. So David Luiz came on. It was, I think, Rob Holding, had to come off for, I think it was Rob Holding. But anyway, a player had to come off. So David Luiz was told to warm up. He came on. He conceded a penalty. And then just to top it all off, he got sent off. And yeah, I mean, that just, to me, David Luiz is one of those players that, I remember for Chelsea not that long ago, he scored an absolutely brilliant free kick, and I think I also remember him for PSG as well. But other times you're reminded, why does he even play?
But that sort of, the problem is that sort of experience that David Luiz has, Premier League winner, French League winner, not like that matters because the French League's easy to win.
Yeah, it's the Farmers League, Mickey Mouse League.
League Cup winner, FA Cup winner, that kind of experience will still win you points whether or not he's got a mistake in him, and he really has. I've always said, and I've said it multiple times here, that he should be deployed in midfield, but that's just my opinion.
I've never seen him play in midfield. Oh, no, I think I have actually, yeah.
He did it for Chelsea years and years back. I think he did it under Mourinho, but mainly under
Conte?
Di Matteo and Benitez played them in midfield quite often.
Oh, right, okay.
But yeah, the experience of David Luiz is going to win you points at the end of the day.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So where was I up to? Sorry. Arsenal again should be unlucky because Edison had a great game.
Yeah.
Even the FIFA, the EA Sports FIFA Team of the Week this week, Edison for his performance.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I agree with because that save, against Saka is a brilliant save and probably it's an absolute certain goal. So that's great. Like I said, I think we'll have to see how Liverpool do. What we've seen from all the teams at the minute, I think it's even harder now with games played. There's more questions asked than answered for me in terms of who's going to win the league. Because I don't know. I still maintain that the likes of Everton, Leicester, Villa, there's no way they'll still be up there. But with that being said,
I don't know. I think Everton have proved that against the champions of last season. I think they could win the league. I really do.
I think it's fair to say that Liverpool haven't really been at the races, despite whatever. I've seen other people say that Liverpool have had a great start to the season.
Nowhere near that they were last season.
Before the Villa result, they were like as good as they've ever been, or if not better, or whatever. But I don't agree with that.
No, I don't agree with that either.
I think they were, the only game they played well for me was against Arsenal, and other than that, I've not really been convinced.
No.
Against Chelsea, they were gifted. Against Chelsea, they were, one goal was quality, the Mane header, but the second goal they were gifted, and then they were lucky because penalties, no matter what anybody says, is luck of the draw. And I can say that as a Chelsea fan, but I also agree that Chelsea did not deserve to win that game. When your goalkeeper makes errors like that, you don't deserve to win the game. So it's not to do with bias.
No, I get it.
Similarly, there were points in the game where Everton, I feel like Everton had the better of the other chances, but that's just me. The next game, obviously. Oh, sorry. Do you want to do the stats for the?
Oh yeah. And just before the stats, obviously, Thomas Partey made his debut, but he didn't start because I think Arteta doesn't want to rush him in, and obviously it's a smart decision.
He'll win points.
What do you say?
He'll win Arsenal points.
He's a great player, isn't he?
Just by his play style, the way he plays, the fact that he's that kind of tough tackling, defensive midfield presence. I think it's exactly what Arsenal needs.
Yeah, and in fact, apparently, I was just seeing, the Arsenal game that the reporter was saying on the BBC Sport website. It hasn't been a great performance for Arsenal, but Thomas Partey actually did perform very well tonight, and he's going to light up the Premier League. So, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, on to the stats. So, City 59% possession, Arsenal 41%. City had 13 shots, while Arsenal had 11. City had 5 shots, while Arsenal had 3. City had 6 corners, while Arsenal had 6, so all even on corners. And City had 15 fouls, while Arsenal had the 10. And that wraps up your stats, and that wraps up your stats. And yeah, I think you're ready to move on.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Okay.
This next one is obviously Man United and Newcastle.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game now?
I watched it on Match of the Day. I can't remember if I watched it live actually. Was it on TV? I can't remember.
I understand if you didn't watch it. because you wouldn't catch me watching a pay-per-view match. Not for a Premier League side, anyway.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a pay-per-view, so no, I didn't watch it. So I just thought, no, I'll watch it on Match of the Day anyway. I mean, so unfortunately, it didn't get off to the greatest of starts with Luke Shaw getting an own goal. For the first Newcastle goal. I have to say, just before I go on for the other scorers of the goals, I did think that while watching it that I did think Newcastle would be. I expected them to be much more of a threat than they were actually. Wilson, St. Maximin.
It's very weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like that's a tactical thing though, because they have got the players that can attack, and it just seems like all they did all the game was invite the United pressure, and that's what I mean by, like, if a team's offering you up chances and you've still got those players like your Rashford, like your Fernandes and such, you are gonna put one of those chances away. Whereas if Newcastle would have been a bit more adventurous, would have attacked, maybe it could have gone a different way. We saw Southampton attack Chelsea and they got a result.
They did, yeah.
You could say, it could be argued that, I think it's fine margins, but you could say that United's backline is worse than Chelsea's.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one actually. But yeah, well, I think they're both they're not great, to be honest. Chelsea,
they're both pretty awful, to be honest.
And United's backline. But if Axel Tuanzebe starts after his excellent performance against PSG, and if he can stay fit, I think that'll be a real help to the defence. Because for me, Tuanzebe was absolutely brilliant. But anyway, so it was Harry Maguire. Good for him to really get the goal. Was very pleased because obviously Maguire, he's had a tough summer and he's not started well, but that goal will do him a lot of good. So really, really good to see that, especially for England as well, who have really missed him, Maguire, I think.
You think England have missed Maguire?
I think so, yeah.
No, I don't agree with that.
Oh, right, okay. I mean, yeah, Connor Cody did good, and, well, yeah, I think it should be maybe Cody, Maguire, maybe Gomez, maybe, for England's defence at the moment. Or maybe... Anyway, so Maguire scored in the 23rd minute. Bruno Fernandes scored in the 86th minute. Wan-Bissaka in the 90th minute. And Marcus Rashford 90 plus 6 minutes. And Juan Mata, who had a really good game. Mata, even though he's not got the pace, he still has a really good understanding with Fernandes. Whenever he's played with Fernandes, the two, they really have a really good understanding together. And I think, obviously, Mata won't be able to play all the games because some games will demand pace. But the games that don't, Mata has to start, in my opinion, because...
What is he now, Mata? Is he 34?
32, 33, something like that.
Yeah, he's getting older, isn't he, now?
He is, and it's kind of sad to see because, because obviously Mata's been a player I've always liked, and I'm sure you've always liked him, particularly for Chelsea, and the fact that he's just he does a lot for charity, and he just seems such a nice guy as well.
I love football. I will always be a massive fan.
Were you devastated when he left Chelsea?
No, because I think you look at it, and he left Chelsea, and United haven't. He left Chelsea, and what's he done? Won a Europa League, and in that time since he's been gone, Chelsea have won an FA Cup, a Premier League, a Europa League as well. So it's not exactly like, you know what I'm trying to say. It's like, you look at it now, and he's actually worse off for making that decision than Chelsea are. So it's not, it could be worse.
Oh right, okay. But did you miss him playing for Chelsea?
I liked him, but also Chelsea did have some good options at the time. So I don't think he was missed while he was there and not playing. But I think once he wasn't there and wasn't playing, I think while he was there and was playing for United, I think there were times where he was missed, like when he was banging in free kicks for United and stuff like that. But other than that, but don't get me wrong, he's a world-class player.
Yeah, and obviously he played for
Spain, Valencia.
Valencia, that's it. Yeah. I was trying to think I was thinking Villarreal, but no, Valencia. And Samatta assisted Maguire's strike. Rashford, as well as scoring, he assisted Bruno Fernandes in the 86th minute and Aaron Wan-Bissaka's in the 90th minute. And then Bruno Fernandes, as well as scoring, also assisted Rashford's goal. So a bit of bringing... just trying to think of the word. Doing a favour. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I thought Fred and McTominay were good. I think Pogba, that was exactly the decision I wanted to see Solskjaer making. Being bold, dropping Pogba, was really pleased with that, because I think Pogba, I'm pretty much fed up with Pogba now. I don't trust him. He's got to go, in my opinion, because it's been so many years now, and he just doesn't deliver consistently. So he has to go, in my opinion, because I'm utterly fed up with him, and he just brings drama and chaos wherever he goes, Pogba, and he's not worth it. It really isn't. I know he's won the World Cup with France, and I get that, but to be honest, if you're a club signing Pogba, beware, because he does bring drama and with him.
See, I don't know. I don't think he would if he was where he wanted to be, which is wherever it is. I think obviously, to me, where he wants to be is Real Madrid, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. And Juan Mata, like I said, performed very good. Like I said,
It's debatable whether he would get into the Real Madrid team, but
Pogba,
I think he would.
I think he would, yeah, especially because you think Modric is definitely getting on a bit now. He's something like 30, 35, I think now. So they're definitely going to be needing. But then they've got, I think it's Martin Odegaard.
Yeah,
Odegaard, that's it. Who's been playing for them, who had a really good season for... Oh, my brain's failing me. Who did he play for last season?
Sociedad.
That's it, Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad. Oh dear, this is not going very well. Real
You're making
Sociedad.
a meal out of it, but you said it the first time. There you go. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Sociedad.
Real Sociedad. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes again. I just love him, and he is a leader. And, I'm very happy that Solskjaer gave him the armband for PSG because,
Not played that well this season.
Well, see, I think he has because he scored a penalty in against.
Yeah, but if you're saying that scoring a penalty is playing well, that's ridiculous. Anybody can score a penalty.
Well, yeah, but he's still, he's still getting quite a lot of goals now. If you add up from last season.
What I'm saying, you can still score goals and not play well. What I'm saying is, yeah, he's getting the results, but he's not playing well.
Well, yeah, but I do think now, as they're all getting into fitness and, Solskjaer said after this match, United's season starts now because, he did say it would take them a few weeks to get up to speed. And
yeah, it is a ridiculous thing to say, isn't it?
Well,
it's a really stupid thing to say.
Well, no, because I think it's a mental thing because the players are not having that proper pre-season.
Yeah, but every team, obviously the expectation is that every team is should start the season, ready to play, whether they're 100% or not. He should be ready to play. Imagine if he's turned around and he said, United season starts here, and then when it comes to Saturday tea time, they get beat by Chelsea.
Well, that wouldn't be good.
Then he's gonna look an idiot again, or even if they draw with Chelsea, then he's gonna look an idiot. Then he's gonna look an idiot again.
But see, a draw against Chelsea could be an actually good result, actually.
But it doesn't progress either team's season, does it? It doesn't progress Chelsea, and it doesn't progress United.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Really, Chelsea have to win it, and so do United. And if the one team that doesn't, or if it's a draw, both nobody moves. Nobody really moves in a positive direction. Whereas if it's whoever wins, it could be something that could kickstart the season. I think if you turn around and said, if you turn around and said, it's an important result. The Newcastle win, not the season starts here. I was watching a Matchweek roundup on another YouTube channel, and he said he goes on about what Solskjaer said, and he said, our season starts here. And the guy goes, it's not like the season started 6 fucking weeks ago or something like that. And that's kind of what I think. Not, it's just a daft thing to say, I think. Really silly.
No, I think he's just being honest, I think. Personally.
Yeah, but like I said, if they get beat by Chelsea, he's going to look a dick.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so thank God he dropped Matic because Matic has looked absolutely dreadful. Not just the start of this season, but last season. Matic did look good, and then he went into decline again. And yeah, thank God Matic is not starting. I do wish Van der Beek would get a start because he has made an impact. I really hope he does get a start soon.
Clearly, Solskjaer's seeing something.
Well, yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, you don't pay 40 million just for a player to sit on the bench.
I think a neat touch here and there against Luton Town is whatever, isn't it? Or a good performance off the bench against Newcastle United when all he did is sit there and invite the pressure. It's kind of hard to turn around and say, oh yeah, he's worthy of a start.
See, I think he is because he has made an impact in the games that he's come on. I feel
every decision, especially for the biggest English global football brand, is Manchester United.
Yes.
Probably, it's probably Liverpool now,
Yes.
But over the Premier League era, Man United has been top, right?
Yeah.
Every single decision that Ole makes is under scrutiny. If he starts Van der Beek and Van der Beek is awful, that could ruin his United career.
Yes.
So he's doing the right thing, to me.
Well, yes, I mean, but you've got to give players a chance as well. So
He's giving him his chances.
yeah, but to start.
Like I said, though, one poor game and he could be, the fans might never take to him.
That is true. And then if that case, just don't start him again. But you've got to give him the chance.
But then that hurts the player. That's why it's better to do it the way he's doing it.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
It's still probably not great, but McTominay and Fred have done good jobs.
They have done a good job, I think they.
So in which case, who they're going to take out? The two players that are performing really well, or is he going to replace Bruno Fernandes, who, he still gets treated like the second coming of Jesus when he's not really even.
He's got the beard for it, and if he had longer hair, he would look like Jesus.
You're kidding me? I've got a better beard than him. But yeah, no, we've spent long enough talking about United now. If you want to just give us some stats.
Yes, yep. Okay, so 36% for Newcastle, 64% for United, 7 shots for Newcastle, 28 shots for United. 4 shots on target for Newcastle, 14 shots on target for United, 0 corners for Newcastle, and United 7.
So that's disgusting. You can't call yourself a top flight team. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, the season starts here," when they whacked the team 4-1. And when they've had 24 shots to 4 or whatever.
No, it's because of their fitness level. It's because of the getting up to speed. That's why he says that.
Yeah, but think about it. Wan-Bissaka and players like that, Luke Shaw, they've all looked awful apart from this game.
They have, although if Shaw plays in a back three and you have Tellers, who I think did really well against PSG, have him as the left back.
He seemed alright, actually.
Yeah. Have Alex Tellers as left back, Luke Shaw, Tuanzebe in a back three with either Maguire or Lindelof. And that, to me, would be a much better, but we'll see. And 9 fouls for Newcastle, 12 fouls for United. So United dominate on pretty much... Well, yeah, they do dominate on everything.
I just don't believe in getting overexcited when, everybody says, I like Steve Bruce, but there's no denying that his tactics are negative. He got a goal, they got a goal, they attacked for a little bit while they got the goal, and then they sat back and waited for United to score. And then if you're going to play like that, they're going to score.
Yeah, I mean, because... You think, because Newcastle really had a really good start, and, like Sir Maximin and, Callum Wilson, who is a great signing for them, scored loads.
They've got the players to do well.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I bet that's why Newcastle fans, they don't like Steve Bruce, because of his style. And
I'm telling you, with the fact that United haven't been playing well, if they would have attacked, they would have got something out of that game.
Yeah, in an alternate universe, it could have been it could have been that, but football's never straightforward, is it, on paper?
No, and maybe there was a reason why Steve Bruce chose that, but obviously it's gone wrong this time, and still congratulations to United on the win. But I just think that the comments from Ollie are a little bit silly, in my opinion. I think a result like the PSG result, if you want to say about season starting result, I'd say that was probably one. But really, they should have been up to a good level to start the season. But
Yeah,
we've seen that with almost every team, and all the
yeah,
teams towards the bottom that should have been the teams that have struggled because they've not got the key fitness.
yeah.
They've not
West
got.
Brom. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, what I mean is like your Aston Villa.
Oh, sorry. So I thought you meant at the literal bottom. Sorry.
No, I mean like your Aston Villa, your Crystal Palace that have played
Oh,
well, and
Villa have been brilliant.
Southampton. They
Yeah.
Leicester. They should be the ones struggling, not your United, your Chelsea, your
No.
Tottenham. I just think it's bloody ridiculous. I think it could, whatever it's to do with the pandemic, but surely and that's understandable. But surely all the teams in the Premier League can work to a decent standard, because some of the stuff we've seen from the top teams in quotation marks has been poor. Specifically Chelsea and United, which is why I think that Saturday's game is going to be really interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's just, for the players, it's a psychological thing, not having that proper pre-season,
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing, isn't it? That research, like the sort of the R&R period, the recovery period. It's important.
Yeah. Right. And we move on to Sunday, the 4th of October's roundup of games. And it finished West Ham 3, Leicester 0. Now, this one's...
Whoa. West Ham 3, Leicester 0, that's not right.
Yeah, it is.
No. West Ham played Tottenham on Sunday.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, dear.
The first game was Sheffield United and Fulham. This is why me and Sam have to take charge, and even we're not very good at it. So, story of the game basically was this. I've only seen the highlights, and I imagine Will has only seen it on Match of the Day. So the ones that we don't know too much about, we're just going to try and skim through. Brilliant solo goal by Adam Ola-Lukman for Fulham, and then a definite penalty. I think it was a high foot, and a penalty for Sheffield United. Two teams right down the bottom that really, I think it was the first 6-pointer of the season, because we said that Leeds versus Fulham was the first 6-pointer, but I think it was too early. But now we're getting past the international break. For me, is when you start to talk about the table and things like that. Both teams needed to win. A draw, I think.
It's not really good enough, is it? Particularly.
It leaves Burnley and Sheffield United and Fulham all in the bottom three.
Yeah.
It would have been a key moment for one of those teams to get the points. First point of the season for both teams as well.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure. Fulham did some good business on deadline day. I've liked Lookman for a while. He did very well at Everton, and then he went on loan to Leipzig and then stayed there, and it's not really worked out for him. And he's a decent player, good bit of skill.
Yeah, it's
Adara
a weird
Bio,
one, isn't it, with him?
Adara Bio, I don't know if he played or not, but he's still a good signing. He played very well for Blackburn last season. They signed Yao Kim Anderson from Leon, and then he's got injured for 3 months he's out for, something like that.
Ooh.
So definitely struggling for Fulham, and I don't think it's going to get any easier for them. Similarly for Sheffield United, I don't think, again, they've not started very well.
No.
Still stuck to the transfer philosophy, which I like. They've gone for players that are that have, proven championship players, or maybe it's not gone too well for them at one club, and then they've gone to Sheffield United to maybe try again, and you think about Oliver Burke, Ethan Ampadu, but I think it's going to be a difficult season for them as well. But we know, because clearly they stayed in the Championship, they stayed in the Premier League last season. We know that they have got the ability to do so, and it's a difficult one. Like, as I continuously say, it's difficult.
I think. Oh, sorry. I was just about to say. I think Dean Henderson is a big miss for them.
Aaron Ramsdale is a good goalkeeper. I think you think about it. They're missing O'Connell. I'm sure Egan's still out, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Feck.
So
is it
Fleck as well?
Fleck. Is it Fleck?
Yeah, John Fleck.
Oh right. Sounded like I'd accidentally sworn then.
I feel like if they're not in a top team, you know nothing about the players.
No. I mean, obviously, I do know. Like, Basham. Is it Basham? Played for.
You do know Basham, and then you're asking me,
Billy.
It Basham?
Billy Sharp, obviously, I know. Egan or Egan, I did know him. Also, O'Connell.
Jesus. Did you know that Jack O'Connell is dating Women's Champions League winner Alex Greenwood?
Oh right.
England international.
I thought she was married to Mason Greenwood, Alex Greenwood. I did not know that.
Oh God.
Well, because I thought because she played for United and Greenwood, and they were both young and they would have fitted.
Mason Greenwood is 18. She's like 23.
Well, that's not that's only a few gap difference. They could work with that.
Oh dear. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. Oh, dear me. Oh, no, he's choking and dying over here.
Sorry.
I can't believe you just thought Alex Greenwood was married to Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, I thought I thought they were, yeah. Oh dear. Excuse me.
Do you?
Right.
Anyway, yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think it's going to be a tough season for Fulham. I think that, don't know if it's exactly a position where, you wait until Christmas, see who's bottom at Christmas, and whoever usually is bottom at Christmas, that means they're going down. But what we're seeing at the minute isn't looking good for them at all. Sheffield United, not looking great for them either, but they haven't got the quality to stay up. And yeah, that's it really.
Yeah, and did they bring Terence, someone from Huddersfield?
Oh, Terence Congolo, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't he injured already?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, he was actually, because he had his first training session and then he's out for 4 weeks, I think Scott Parker said. Oh dear.
Flaming it.
Yeah.
It just gets worse and worse, doesn't it?
Yeah. And obviously Fulham's goalkeeper is former PSG keeper. Can't pronounce his name, but I think he's a Frenchman.
Alphonse Areola.
That's him, yeah.
So the next game, because for these games I don't think there's much point in.
No, yeah.
The next game was the A23 derby between Brighton and, Palace and Brighton, Palace and the home team. Finished 1-1, Wilfried Zaha penalty.
Yeah.
In the 61st minute.
19th minute.
Oh, is it the 19th?
Yeah.
And then a 90th minute equaliser from Argentinian midfielder Alexis McAllister.
Yeah.
This to me was one of the standout, or on face value, is one of the standout fixtures of the match week, and didn't really live up to the billing. Wasn't a great game. I have seen the highlights very briefly.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to talk about a game between two mid-table sides because not much to play for at the minute. But
no.
Good to see Zaha scoring. Can't believe he's not left.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zaha, he scored his 4th goal of the season, and Roy Hodgson says this, and he said Wilfried Zaha's got more to give and must create havoc. So yeah, to me, I think Zaha, he's not been as good as his, the past few seasons for me, but yeah, it might come to the point where when his head is not, well, I suppose it is there. It's not fully down, but he does want to go, doesn't he, Zaha? He's been wanting to go for a while now.
Yeah, but I imagine somebody of his quality, and I disagree with what you're saying. I think he gets better year on year. I imagine somebody with his quality had to have had offers to go somewhere, surely. So doesn't make much sense to me why he's still there. Right? So maybe Roy Hodgson gave him a good spiel. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Brighton, the thing for them is they play brilliant football. Graham Potter is a brilliant manager. They've got so many good players like Lamptey, who Sam absolutely loves Lamptey, and I was very impressed with him. He caused havoc for United, he did. His pace is so fast. He's a really good player. And obviously Neil Maupay, since he came from Brentford, I didn't really know much about him, but he's scored a lot of goals, I think, for Brighton, hasn't he, between last season and this season.
Yeah, he's a good player, good signing.
He is. But Brighton, the frustrating thing for if you're a Brighton fan is they play this good football and they score, but they can't seem to get a win still.
The thing is like they've played some good sides so far, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
they've played Chelsea. They've played obviously they've played Palace. They've played United. So for me, they've had quite a few tough tests, and
yeah,
for a side that they're very much. I agree that Graham Potter is an underrated manager, but they are still very much a work in progress.
Of course.
I wouldn't worry about that just yet. I think if they come up against teams, if they come up against Fulham and draw or something like that, then you'd probably be a bit annoyed.
Yeah, because Fulham, they should be battering Fulham, because Fulham, if they can't win soon, by Christmas, they're going to be in a really tricky position.
Now the next game, obviously, was the ridiculous 3-3 draw between Tottenham and West Ham. Tottenham were 3-0 up in 15 minutes.
They were, yeah.
Should have had a hat-trick, hit the post. And then, West Ham just one set play. I think the step, I don't think anybody saw Fabian Balbuena at the back, who just headed in. Then it's slightly unfortunate from Davinson Sanchez, obviously just trying to do like a clearing header away, heads it into his own net. And then, I could sit here and talk all day about that Lanzini goal. It truly, truly is a phenomenal strike.
And he didn't start the game, did he, Lanzini? I don't think.
No, I think he's not been he's not been fancied for a couple of seasons, has he? He's not been a regular starter for West Ham for a while now. But
No,
I always quite liked him, to be fair.
it's his injuries, isn't it? I think.
It was on what a beautiful goal! What a beautiful goal! And you know everything that we said about West Ham in the pre-season review, you know, whenever
It hasn't come to pass, has it? They've really.
Whenever we've talked about West Ham early on, you know, and said we think they're in trouble and what have you, you know, they got a good result against Wolves for the international break, and then you know, in the derby against West Ham and Tottenham, away at Tottenham is a brilliant result to come from 3-0 down in scored 3 in 12 minutes or something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. And credit to West Ham and to David Moyes.
Yeah, I'm just looking at David Moyes' face here. Just yeah, it's quite funny.
More problems for Mourinho though, but you know.
Yeah, well, he'll be furious, won't he? Because they were really dominating the game, and then they let them back in. You know, I think I did see his press conference, and he slams them for being mentally, psychology weak. That probably doesn't make any sense, but pretty much he did have a go at his players. He did. Big time.
Yeah. Don't know what it is about Spurs.
Oh, and talking of Tottenham, they've just scored 2-0 against LASK or LASK.
Yeah.
Gareth Bale getting his first start for the club. Well, his second first start, shall I say.
Gareth Bale should have scored, actually, in that last game.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna score, but no, he didn't.
Brilliant little bit of skill.
Oh, yes. I mean, you know, I remember...
Bale of old, he got me a little bit excited, almost. And Bale actually assisted that goal that Tottenham have just scored.
It doesn't say... No, I don't think so, because Kane, Son Heung-min and Reguilon says here for assists.
No, the one they've just scored.
Oh, sorry. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, and of course, even though I've never really particularly liked it, never really rated Bale, you know, at times he is a great player, because I remember his goal when he came off the bench for the Champions League final against Liverpool, and he scored that really brilliant free kick or scorpion kick, but he scored a brilliant goal. Bicycle kick. That's it. It seems like such a long time. I mean, that's before they got Alisson and, you know, Karius. They've still got him at Liverpool. He's on loan, I think, somewhere, but they've still got him, Karius, and yeah.
Union Berlin.
Sorry?
That's where Karius is. Union Berlin.
Hertha Berlin, did you say?
Union Berlin.
Oh, Union Berlin. Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
And James Maddison has just scored for Leicester, actually, as well, while we're here.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, Leicester, right? Do you think they could do well in the Europa League?
Potentially.
I mean, I think Arsenal. I think they could go on to do very well. I think in the Europa League, and yeah, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Leicester. probably. I think he'll definitely be one of those three that does win the Europa League, I think.
Just to get back onto task.
Oh, sorry, apologies.
To get back onto task for Tottenham and West Ham, I think it's brilliant what's gone on with the last couple of games for West Ham. But obviously, I think David Moyes knows that they've just got to take it a game at a time. They're obviously not going to think, oh yeah, now we can beat anybody.
Oh no, of course not.
Tottenham, like I said, it just continuously, it's 2 steps forward and 2 steps back for Tottenham, and I don't know why, but they've always been that kind of team, always.
Yeah, I don't know, because obviously with Pochettino, they were so good for a large amount of the seasons, and then something just goes wrong for some reason at Tottenham. I'm not quite sure why that is particularly.
Professional bottle jobs.
As a Chelsea fan, though, obviously because you obviously don't like Tottenham.
No, genuinely, they do, and I don't know why they do, but they always seem to just bottle it right at the end.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's injuries or, I don't know. I mean, West Ham, they've, credit to them. I mean, I thought they were I thought they would thrash Leicester, which was their last game, I think. Was it? Yeah, yes, it was against Leicester. Because I thought Leicester's good form, and I thought West Ham were going to absolutely get battered, and yet it was the complete different way round. Leicester got torn to shreds by West Ham. I think West Ham. I wonder who they've got next. Actually, West Ham, because that will be interesting to see who they have got. But I do know that Aston Villa have got Leeds next, and that should be a really cracking game.
Yeah.
Because Villa and Leeds, they both really got to a really good start. So, so...
Next game, obviously, was Leicester versus Villa.
Yeah.
From what I heard, Leicester or Villa, neither one played well.
No, it wasn't a great game, apparently.
Ross Barkley has proven himself to be a great signing for Villa, coming up with the winner in the 92nd minute.
92nd, yeah. Oh no, 90 plus 1.
Oh, was it? Well,
yeah.
1 minute out. Takes Villa to second, which is good, obviously, for them, and just seem to continuously kind of be doing well. Obviously what they did against Liverpool, I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again.
Oh no, I don't think that was just bizarre. That I was really laughing and rolling on the floor. That was.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not too much again that we can really say about this one.
Yeah.
We didn't see it. The only thing I did see was the goal, which was a nicely taken goal by Barkley.
Do you think, because obviously you and I have never really rated Barkley. Do you think the Villa is the perfect club for him? Because there's less pressure, than playing in the Chelsea shirts.
I rate Barkley, but I don't think he was good enough for a top 4 team.
Yeah.
I think he's a good player, but not that good.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. He's obviously he was very successful for Everton, wasn't he? He was there quite a long time, I think.
His entire career, he came through the ranks there.
Oh, did he? Oh, right, okay. I didn't know that, but yeah, I mean, and it's also good for Villa because Grealish, there's a lot of pressure on him because if he wasn't playing last season, or if he wouldn't have been playing last season, then where were the goals going to come from? But now they've got Barkley, and that puts less pressure on Grealish. It's less of a burden. And I think it's a really good signing for Leicester. Villa.
Yeah. Now the two games, we'll just breeze through these really quick because again,
Yeah.
West Brom 0, Burnley 0. Apparently it was a goal-keeping masterclass from Johnston and Pope. Two keepers that I obviously really highly rate. West Brom have got, they got 2 points now? 2 points?
Yeah, but that'd be right.
Yeah, and Burnley have only got the 1. It's not looking great for Burnley at the minute.
No. But, you know, if Burnley are thinking of sacking Sean Dyche, then that would be crazy because Sean Dyche has been a massive success there. I really respect him, Sean Dyche, because even though his football is not exciting, the style, you know, he definitely is not afraid to say what he thinks. He's done a really good job at Burnley. You really do have to give him credit. And, you know, the same with Eddie Howe at Bournemouth, you know. If you stick with your manager, sometimes that can be the best decision. Sometimes it doesn't work. But sometimes Sean Dyche has been there 8 years, I think. That's unheard of in the modern game, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's a lot that's been said about Burnley by Sean Dyche, and I think, you know, considering that we've almost been going for the 2 hours, you know, that's maybe a conversation for another video. It's going to be quite interesting. I didn't realise that Villa versus Leeds is tomorrow.
Oh, right. I thought it was Saturday.
Yeah, so on Saturday, we're going to have, you know, a couple of games to briefly go over, as well as the Chelsea and United one. Obviously, not trying to overdo it because we'd have the review of the Matchweek as well. But
yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, the other game was Wolves versus Leeds, which I think was on paper again it was an interesting.
It was,
one.
yeah, pay-per-view,
Didn't seem like one of those that lived up to the hype that I sort of thought it would do. It was only Wolves 1, Leeds 0, a deflected effort from Raul Jimenez, giving trying to think what Wolves' nickname is. Probably just Wolves or Wanderers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wanderers the lead. Wolves a great side, Leeds a great side. Not much to say about them that we haven't said already.
I thought it'd be a high-scoring game because, you know, Wolves, you know, like you said, I expected this game to be 3-3 or something like that, but no. But then Wolves have actually not been great, particularly this season so far, have they? Particularly.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, sorry. Just to say that, obviously, well, we said this before, but I think Matt Doherty and Jota, however you pronounce him, are a miss, I think, for Wolves.
Doherty, especially, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
If you want to go ahead and get into the predictions, we can do that.
Yeah, okay. I think we'll do the predictions. Yeah. So Aston Villa beat Leeds. Do you want to go first and predict it?
Sure. I think that this is an interesting one because I feel like the way that Leeds play does invite a lot of chances. I think it's about whether Leeds can, Villa can exploit the space that Leeds do leave. Similarly, I think that Aston Villa haven't been tested massively defensively. Obviously, they've come up against Van Dijk and Mane and what have you, but they seem to do really well against them. So I'm going to go for a Aston Villa win, but I'm going to go 3-2 Villa.
All right, okay. I'm going to go with a draw because the thing with Leeds is they're so good attacking, but they end up letting the goals in, and that's what lets them down. They need to improve defensively, and that's what you got to do in the Premier League. You can't afford to, give goals away. Leeds really need to do with tightening up, I think, in defence, but obviously attack, and Villa are obviously they've got Tyrone Mings, who is a brilliant defender. They've got who's his regular partner? Who's it with Mings? Costa, that's it. Yeah.
Consa.
Oh, Consa. Oh, yeah. Consa. Yeah. I think they, Tyrone Mings especially is a very good, he was great at Bournemouth and great for Villa. So I think Villa, the game could be won and lost, I think, especially in defence for me. But anyway, I think, I'm going to go with a draw. I think I'm going to go with one... No, actually, I'm going to go with 3-3. I think lots of goals, but I think it's going to be a draw.
You predict 3-3 all the time.
No, but... Well, okay, but I'm just thinking this one's going to be a really high-scoring game. I really do. Villa and Leeds.
What's the next game?
Oh, okay. So on Saturday, West Ham beat Manchester City.
Oh, interesting. I think 2-0 City.
I'm gonna go the same as you. I think Aguero being back, West Ham at home. Even though West Ham have been in good form, but I think this is going to be maybe a step too far for them. And I'm backing City to get a win here. But then actually, with City's injury list, I don't know. I think I'm going to go 2-0 City, actually. Yeah. 2-0 City. And of course, West Ham... said Benrahma, they signed him from Brentford. I mean, obviously that's a really good signing, isn't it, George?
That'd be an interesting one to see how he does.
Yeah, I mean, if Ollie Watkins has really started very well, so will his former Brentford teammates, said Benrahma, make the same impact in the Premier League? We will see. I'm going to go with 2-0 City.
What's the next game?
Fulham beat Palace.
Palace 3-1.
Okay. I think the way Fulham are at the moment, I think they're going to get torn to shreds. So I'm going to go with Palace 3-0 Palace, I think.
Okay, and then obviously it's United and Chelsea. I don't want to predict this one. I think it'd be jinxing it.
It's a hard one, isn't it? Because you know Chelsea obviously didn't have a great result against Southampton.
It really depends. It could go either way. Chelsea didn't play well against Southampton, or Chelsea played well against Southampton but didn't get the result. And
And
Chelsea,
then United didn't play well, but they got the result.
yeah. So it could go either way. I think
It
it's
is, yeah.
too hard to predict that one.
Oh, yeah.
Depends who turns up on the day.
It depends on team selection as well. If Chelsea have Ben Chilwell instead of Marcus Alonso, if they have Mendy instead of Kepa, for me, those are the key.
They had Chilwell. They had Chilwell yesterday. Saturday. God's sake.
Yeah, but with lots of games coming up, it might be difficult for Lampard, obviously, because he's got to rotate. But oh yeah, I should think Chilwell would be starting on Saturday.
We'll see.
And yeah, I'm hoping Tellers and Twanzebe both start for United.
What's the next game?
Liverpool v Sheffield United.
I think 4-0 Liverpool.
I'm going to go the same. Liverpool at home. Sheffield United haven't been great this season. Obviously, have really struggled. So, yeah, I think this is going to be Liverpool going to put them to the sword 4-0.
Yeah, okay. I agree. Next game?
Oh, Southampton v Everton.
Interesting. I'm going to go 4-2 Everton.
Oh, right, okay. I am going to go 4-3 Everton, I think.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a really high goal scoring game because Southampton have picked up a decent form over the last couple of games. And, Danny Ings, as long as Danny Ings is starting, he usually gets him the goals, and Che Adams has done well as well. But then Everton are absolutely flying at the moment. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, what a start to the season he's having. I'm really liking him as a player, and especially I saw him for England, and it's like, oh yes, I think he's ready now. He's matured. He's got a top class manager. So yeah. Like I said, I'm going to go 4-3 Everton. And what did you go for, sorry?
I said 4-2.
4-2 to Everton, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Wolves v Newcastle next.
I'm going for 2-1 to Wolves.
Okay, I'm going to go with a tight, quite scrappy game, I think. But I think Wolves will nick it, I think 1-0. And it's Wolves at home, so yeah, Wolves 1-0, I think.
Yeah, next game.
Arsenal v Leicester City.
Oh, big game.
It is a big game, yeah.
Again, tough one to call that, 'cause it depends which team turns up.
Yeah, because Leicester, obviously, they had a really good start to the season despite, lots of players being injured.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 Arsenal win.
All right, okay. And Arsenal, they've had a decent start, although I know they did lose to City and Liverpool, but Arteta said he was pleased by the performance against City and Liverpool. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Arsenal at home. I think I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with a draw, actually. Yeah, 1-1.
Okay, next game.
Right, and then we move on to... Oh, that's Monday, I think. Is that too far ahead, Monday?
What's on Monday? Are the games on Monday?
Yeah, Brighton v West Brom and Burnley v Tottenham.
Okay, so Brighton v West Brom, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
And Burnley Tottenham, I'm going to say 3-0 Tottenham.
Okay, I'm going to say I think this is going to be the first win for Brighton because they've worked hard and they've just not got the luck in the first couple of games. But for this one, with West Brom, I think it's going to be a Brighton win, and the fact that Brighton are at home. So 1-0 Brighton.
Okay, and the Tottenham result?
To me, I think, well, Burnley haven't made a good start, have they? I think Tottenham will really want to respond after, Mourinho calling them out. So I think, and especially if Bale's in the mood, if Son's in the mood, if Kane's in the mood, you'd think they want to go prove a point. So I think I'm going to go Tottenham 3-0, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, that's it then.
It is, yeah. That's the predictions done. Do you want to go into international football just quickly?
I don't think there's much point.
No, I don't think there's much point because it seems ages ago anyway, quite frankly.
Now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Right, well, thank you for your company, Jelly Wheels. That's it's been a good show. It's been a funny show in places. I absolutely mucked up the intro. I should have asked you to steer the ship on that one, Jord.
Well, you did, but then you did it. You did. You said that I could do the intro, and then you did it anyway.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, I did. I can't believe I completely forgot about that. Anyway, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, and we'll be back on Saturday for United v Chelsea. Really looking forward to that game, and it's hopefully going to be a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a little bit, kind of nervous, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, and Sam, I think, will be back for that one, and if you've been watching, Sam, get well soon and get that throat better, and also Sam, get a new phrase instead of picking them straight from a paper. The galaxy of stars is obsessed with that. Get a new phrase. Did you like that, George?
Absolutely. Calling him out now.
No, he knows he'll be banned, so he does.
Oh, bloke.
Yeah, I'm sure I find that funny. Anyway, if you want to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Tube Mix channel, and I'll see you. We'll see you on Saturday. So from all of us here, goodbye.